Hi everyone, my name's Kate Kalthoff and welcome to a Stamping to Share video. Today I'm going to show you how to make this gorgeous summer card, and I'll even show you where I got the idea. I found the idea on page 105 of our 2015-16 catalog, and you can see it right up here. It's a gorgeous card, but you know, it looks a little bit springy, like even early spring. And so I thought, oh, I'm going to change the colors and make it more summery, as this is our second or third day of summer here in Minnesota. And so here's the card that I came up with, and used, of course, the card in the catalog to be my guideline. I love doing that. And so I'm going to show you how to recreate this card. So the first thing that we're going to need is some Whisper White paper. Now I decided for this card that I'm going to do, instead of using our 80-pound Whisper White paper, which we have had in our catalog forever, I am going to try our new Whisper White paper, which is also 100 pounds and is very sturdy. It is much sturdier than our traditional Whisper White paper, and it's brand new to the catalog, and so I thought I'd give it a try. So I'm just going to fold this and crease the fold line, and then we can go ahead and get started. So the first stamp set that we're using is called Gorgeous Grunge, and it looks like this, and we're going to use this spray of small dots up here. We're going to ink that up in Bermuda Bay, so I have that ready to go, and we are just going to splash some dots across this piece of 100-pound Whisper White cardstock. And just kind of go just like that, kind of at an angle from here to here. And then the next thing that we're going to need are some hexagons. So I did go ahead and I pre-stamped the hexagons, and I used the colors Bermuda Bay, and then I also used Calypso Coral, and then for this center hexagon here I used Blackberry Bliss. And then we just need to take our hexagon punch, which looks like this, and we'll just go ahead and punch all of those out. Now I did punch those out in advance, so you wouldn't have to sit and watch me punch, because that was pretty basic. And what we're going to do now is we're going to just go ahead and we're going to attach that center section. I'll just show you again on the card. We're going to attach these three hexagons together. So I'm going to take this hexagon that has all of the dots, and I'm just going to put a little bit of Scotch tape. Well, maybe. We'll see if I kind of put that on crooked. I got a pretty big piece here. I didn't need quite that big a piece. But we're going to put our Scotch tape on here, and then this particular hexagon is where the butterfly is going to sit. So we are just going to line that up nice and even with this hexagon here, and then we can just put that down, and the Scotch tape will hold it in place. And then for this other side, we're going to do the same thing. This time I won't take such a big piece. We're going to lay the Scotch tape right in here, and then we'll take our lined hexagon and we'll just set that in right like this. And then the next thing we're going to need is a strip of silver glimmer paper. And my silver glimmer paper is cut at 3/16, just a little bit skinnier than 1/4 of an inch. 1/4 of an inch looked kind of fat to me. So we are going to use a silicone mat, and we're just going to add a little bit of snail to the back of that strip. And one thing that's nice about the silicone mat is it helps you keep the adhesive right where you want it. So we'll just, sometimes it helps to actually line these up so that you can see where your center line is. So what I'm trying to do is line this up so that these hexagons are on this line, and that way when I go in with my glimmer strip, it's a lot easier for me to figure out where to put it. There we go, that looks pretty good. Then we can bring our card base back into the picture, and we can kind of figure out where we want this. Now you can see we are going to need a sentiment stamped in here. So I'm just going to raise this up a little bit. And then I'm going to get my sentiment, and we're going to ink that up in Blackberry Bliss ink. And I'm going to use the sentiment, Hello Friend. We're just going to stamp that right down here. There we go. Perfect. Love it when that happens. Now we're going to add some dimensionals. With our dimensionals on, we have 3 dimensionals here, and then we can just take this, hold it by the strip. We can set it right into the center of our card, just like so. And that looks pretty good. And then all we have to do is add in these 2 coral pieces. So I'm going to, again, just use a little bit of snail on the back of these, and we can set those in right where we want them, like this for the floral piece, and then the crosshatch we'll put up here, just like so. Beautiful. And now we just need our butterfly. So one of the fun things that Stampin' Up! Introduced in this last catalog is, well, we got this in our big catalog. That is something that Stampin' Up! Introduced in the Spring Occasions 2015 catalog, which we all went crazy over. And then for this 2015-16 annual catalog, Stampin' Up! Introduced a companion Thinlit set called Bold Butterfly to go with our Butterflies Thinlits. And so what I did is I used this small butterfly, and I made a die punch out, which I've already cut out, and I put a little glue dot on the back, and now I can just add this butterfly right here to our strip and to that first hexagon. Press that on, and then for just a little bit of bling, we will take our wonderful adhesive backed rhinestones and add a rhinestone right to the center of this butterfly. And I used one of the larger rhinestones, and our card is complete. There it is. It's very easy, it's beautiful, and here's the first one that I had done. And this one actually, it's really nice and sturdy. I used that new 100 weight cardstock from Stampin' Up! And I really like it. I like the way it's stamped, and it looks beautiful. So here you go. Thank you so much for stopping by today. I truly appreciate you. If you need a demonstrator, I'd be so happy to be yours. Just visit my blog at www.stampingtoshare.com. You'll find lots of ideas, tutorials, and also links to my online Stampin' Up! Store. Have a great day. Bye-bye.